Them? That's amazing. Okay. So, as I said before, I hope you start to practice what we study, because if we're not practicing, it's very hard to remember what we study. This is why I'm trying to keep it short and to the point, but I'm going by section. So we are in the first chapter, but the energy of the morning, how we should cleave ourselves in the morning time to the light of the Creator. I think somebody trying to connect and he can't, and they calling me, so let me just send them the text message again so they can connect. Sorry for that. A second. Okay. So, as I mentioned before, if we start to practice, we remember, then it becomes a second nature. So then we don't need to, just we're going to do it. Of course, we need to put the right intention, but at least we remember what we're doing. So the next section, it's number 4, ד' לכן צריך האדם להתגבר כארי. ומיד כשיעור משנתו, יקום בזריזות לעבודת הבורא יתברך ויתעלה. He says, when a person wake up in the morning, he needs to overcome anything that's come in his mind, laziness, few minutes, I want to rest, I want to sleep more, all of those things that the opponent try to keep inside of our mind, need to overcome all of those negative consciousness, and need to jump, he says, to jump from his bed. It put the energy of quickness to do the work of the Creator, right? Usually when we wake up in the morning, if we rush into something, it can be even I'm rushing to a trip, I'm rushing to an airplane, I'm rushing to my gym, I'm rushing to my coffee, I'm rushing to the restroom. We're rushing to all of those 1% things. Here it says, when we wake up in the morning, we need to rush to do the spiritual work, to do the work of the Creator. So yes, I might have physical things that I need to rush to, but the intention I want to put in my mind, I'm rushing to do the work of the Creator. Because also all of those 1% things, it's to help me to cleave myself with the Creator. יתברך ויתעלה. קודם שיתגבר עליו העץ הרע בטענות וטוענות לבל יקום, and he said we should do it before the evil inclination is controlling our mind, controlling our consciousness, and he come with different explanations why not to do what we want to do right now, and the person can find himself still in bed, thinking and wondering and by different things. ויתחכם עליו להסיעו בחורף, he can tell him, he said to talk to us, sometimes he says in the winter time, איך תקום אתה בבוקר השכם? How you want to wake up so early in the morning, and it's very cold right now outside, right? ובקיץ יסיענו, and in the summertime, he says, he can tell us how you want to wake up and leave your bed, and you didn't connect enough with your sleep. You're still tired. You need to connect more, to sleep more. Or with different explanation of the opponent, או בטענות אחרות וכדומה, כי יצר הרע הוא יודע היטב לצוד בני אדם במהמורות, because he says, the evil inclination, he know exactly how to speak to each one of us and to confuse us and to plant seeds that we're going to listen to him, because we're going to say, oh, you know what? You're right. It's cold outside. It's hot. It wasn't enough, for me, the hours I sleep. Let me have another 10 or 15 minutes. So he says, Bal Yakum. Why? Because he doesn't want the person to leave his bed. So he will do everything, that to keep us in bed. ולכן כל בעל נפש הירא וחרד לדבר השם. So he said, each person that working on his spirituality and he kind of, have that fear that the opponent will control him because he wants to cleave himself with the Creator, צריך להתגבר עליו ולא ישמע לו. He need to overcome his evil inclination and not to listen to his evil inclination. So imagine we have this fight every morning. Every morning, if you remember how was it this morning, you can find out in your just when you wake up, what was the fight with the opponent? Did you really jump before you have the thoughts of the opponent? Or you snooze it, another 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, he come with different explanation in our mind. ואף אם יכבד עליו הדבר מפני כבדות הגוף, and if, let's say, the word of the opponent will be heavy on the person and the heaviness of the body, ועצלותו, and his laziness, ישים מגמתו רצון מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, so he should put in front of him the energy and the power and his desire toward the creator, that he is the king of all kings, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא, we know it's the level of זעיר אנפין in Kabbalah, we study about it, וישים אל ליבו, and he should put on his heart, right, talking about us, okay? He should put on his heart, כי אם היה קורא אותו איזה אדם לאיזה עסק שירוויח בו ממון, או לגבות חובו, או היה קורא אותו שיציל את ממונו מן ההפסד, כגון אם נפלה דלקה בעיר וכדומה, he says, we should put how we can trick our opponent in that case, if our body is heavy, and I'm lazy, another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the things that the opponent telling us, he says, the person should think about how you will feel if someone will invite you to do business with him right now, that you're going to earn a lot of money, or the person will pay all of your overdraft, or if the person will call you to save you from something that right now, let's say you're supposed to lose your business, your home, or if there is, let's say, a fire and somebody knock on your door and said, it's fire, you need to run from the building. What are you going to do, right? So he says, for sure, the person will jump from his bed with the best quickness he can actually do, and because he loves his house, he loves himself, his body, he loves his family, right? He loves his money, he loves to pay all of his debts. ולא היה מתרשל. So you're not going to stay in bed and say, it's okay, he can wait for me. Oh, the fire, it's fine. I can stay in bed 5 minutes. No, of course not. We're going to jump and run, right? פן יעלילו עליו או כדי למצוא חן בעיני המלך, על אחת כמה וכמה לעבוד מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, right? So he says, the same way that the person tried to be nice and to make sure he's not late even to a 1% king or to that business or that help that someone wants to give him, imagine we don't want to be late to do our spiritual work because we come in front of the creator. Remember, we studied before, the light gives us back the soul. So now the light gives me the soul, and what I'm doing, I'm becoming lazy about my spiritual work, but I promise to do my work. So I have a meeting with the creator. When I open my eyes, now I'm meeting the creator because he gave me tasks to do during the day. And I need to show him that what I ask from him and the way he helped me, I'm actually willing to do. So he said, imagine you need to meet the creator right now and to do his work. You need to wake up and to put the energy of quickness and to be fast with your spiritual work. When we talk in Kabbalah about empty spaces, how we create in empty spaces, let's say a thought come to our mind. Now, instead to do something about it, what we do, we start to wondering. So to think, your desire, let's say, you know what, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever the time, to scan the Zohar, to learn something, to do Dana B'Koach, right? What's happened in the minute that the alarm is up? What's happening? Right now the thoughts coming, right? But the first thought when I put the alarm, I put the hour, was positive thoughts from the light. I want to connect with the creator. I want to meet the light. I want to do my spiritual work. What's happened the minute that the alarm goes off, right? Oh, I know what, it's too early. It's 4, it's 5, whatever, it's 6. You know what? Another 5 minutes. So I'm not fulfilling. So what's happening? I'm creating in right now empty space. This is just about, we're talking about the morning. Now imagine if we create empty space right the first thing in the morning, what will happen during the day? I will start to create different type of empty spaces without paying even attention, because it's okay. If I did it in the morning, that's the conditions I wake up with. It's fine. I don't feel if it's wrong. So he says, you need to be fast to do your spiritual work, not to wonder about it, to think about it. I have 5 minutes, I have time, empty space. You got a thought, you got something to do in your spiritual work, be quick about it, be fast about it, and especially in the morning. So he says, והמרגיל את עצמו בדרך הזה 4 או 5 פעמים לא יכבד עליו אחר כך. He says, if the person will do it, will get used to it, and will do it 4 or 5 times, imagine like for 4 or 5 days, is what it says here. He says, it's not going to be heavy on him after. והבעל יותר מסייעים לו, and the one that actually come to purify himself, he get the support. So what he says actually here, it is not that it's going to be hard, but it's going to be less hard. Why? Because now we actually buy in a second nature. And also, the light sees that we are serious. We fought our evil inclination for 4 or 5 days. Now, the person will start to get support. So it will be less heavier on him. He can do it. Okay? So, then I think it's very, very powerful, because if we can open our day with that quickness to do the spiritual work, imagine how my day will look like. Every second, every minute of my day. Because we don't want to create empty spaces. We don't want to give the lead to our evil inclination. So let's open our mics and share with each other Shabbat Shalom. We Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Beautiful.
Shalom. We love you, Michael.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Teacher, I have a
Shabbat Shalom.
question.
Yes.
Yeah. What can we do if we are not fast enough to do anything of that? You know, that you have to take action, and then you don't do it, and then how we can do to narrow that empty space once we know that we weren't fast enough to make a decision. If there's anything that we can do.
First of all, I don't want to talk about this right now, because what he mentioned here is about the morning. You open, and that's the subject of what's happening in our life. This is another like a class by itself. But first of all, let's start to practice, because you know the first thought in the morning, this is the first seed of my whole day. So if we start to practice, you know what, I want to start from tomorrow morning, I want to start to practice that if I put, let's say, 7 o'clock in my alarm, I'm jumping from bed, not thinking, just jumping. You know, there is also a meditation. You can see the clock, you can see the number that you want to wake up, and you're going to see, like many times, you can even wake up before the alarm. So when it's happened, just jump from bed. Don't wait for the alarm to goes off, right? So when I'm doing that, first of all, I'm practicing quickness. I'm practicing not to create empty spaces. That will start to help me to not to create empty spaces in my day. Maybe one day we will learn about, you know, if I already did it, you know, how I can fix it. So, but let's start to practice first of all what he says here, okay?
Thank you.
Amazing, guys. Shabbat Shalom. All the best.